Hello Internet, this is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. We are in Texas, and as they say, everything's bigger in Texas. We drive big trucks. You can drive from one end of the state for about 8 or 9 hours and still be in Texas. We like jumbo hot dogs and double and triple meat patty hamburgers, and it's lunchtime and I'm getting hungry. But all of that being said, we know things that are large and robust, and we know jumbo guitars. And just like anything that's considered jumbo, what you expect is something big, something meaty, and something that's not very delicate. And what I want to do today is kind of give you a comparison between two of the very best maple jumbo guitars that are on the market. Now, the one that I'm holding right here is the tried and true Gibson SJ 200, or as it's called, the king of the flat tops. Now, the J200 has been in production since the 30s, and it is actually categorized as a super jumbo because early on, things like the J45 were called jumbo guitars. But it is what we know of today as that jumbo body shape. And it has been adopted by a lot of different companies. Guild's made jumbos, Martin makes jumbos, and Taylor had a jumbo guitar that they've recently replaced the past few years with a grand orchestra model that fills that need for Taylor guitars. And so those are the two we would like to compare today to show you exactly what's different about these two very similar and at the same time very different guitars. So let's start with the SJ200. Like I said, in production since the 30s, it's been used by everyone from Bob Dylan to Elvis Presley and so forth. And it is a stunningly beautiful guitar. It really does the jumbo job very, very well. And what that means is that it has a huge, robust sound, a lot of rich bass from the large body cavity of the guitar, and it projects really well. Now, the construction is a solid Sitka spruce top with solid flamed maple back and sides. It's available in a variety of finishes, but let's be honest, if you want an SJ200, you probably want it in sunburst, right? This beautiful variation of the burst on the side and on the neck, and it's a beautiful guitar. Very ornate as well, with the inlays along the fingerboard here, the mustache bridge done in rosewood, the ornate pick guard even, the binding, the gold Grover tuners. It's a really just beautiful looking guitar. And it sounds great, acoustically it sounds great plugged in. They now feature LR Baggs Anthem pickup, which is a popular pickup system. I have it on some of my personal guitars. It's great to see it in production guitars available today. So the sound and the feel of the SJ200 is this, a big, robust, meaty sound. It is maple, so what it does is it kind of has a dry tone to it. It's not an emphasis on bass or treble or mid-range. It's a very even tone, which works well with the body shape because you're not going to get too much woofiness or a lot of complex overtones as you're strumming away on this thing. It has a very comfortable slim taper neck with a 1.725-inch nut. And it's a 12-inch radius, so it's a nice round, but not too round, not too flat, a little rounder than most acoustic guitars. I've always kind of thought it feels like a Les Paul in a lot of ways on the neck. Where you're going to have a lot of success with a guitar like this is strumming. If you are flat picking or if you are strumming and you want to get a lot of volume out of it and you want that emphasis on the bass note when you kind of come down on the low E, then this is going to reward you for that style of playing. But like I said, a lot of things that are big and jumbo size aren't necessarily considered delicate. If you are more of a fingerstyle player, then a guitar like this is not typically going to suit you because the way it's designed and braced, it's going to respond to a heavier attack that gives it the energy to really drive the top and produce the sound. With a lighter touch, without enough kind of energy going into the guitar, it just doesn't move that much. And in those cases, a smaller body guitar is typically preferred. Now, where there is some cases where that's not necessarily what's happening is with the Taylor. So let me grab that here and we can kind of do a side-by-side comparison. So you can see that the shapes are slightly different. This is not considered a jumbo as far as the model designation. It is the Grand Orchestra model designed by Andy Powers at Taylor Guitars, but it is a jumbo size. It's a very large guitar. It's actually a little deeper than the J200. It's 5 inches in depth. And of course, as you can see, they're otherwise pretty similar shaped. It also features maple back and sides with a solid Sitka spruce top. Both of these have a kind of scout bracing idea on the Grand Orchestra. There's a number of things other than just scalloping that's being done. The Grand Orchestra also features a thin poly-based finish with hide glue construction or protein glues and a torrefied Sitka spruce top. This is, of course, a tried and true Gibson nitro cellulose, more vintage style finish on it with, of course, that burst. It's not torrefied, it's just normal Sitka spruce that's going to come into its own on its own, if you will. The key differences here are going to be the feel and the sound that you're going to get out of it. So the Grand Orchestra has the Taylor 1 and 1 3/4 inch or 1.75 inch nut width. So it's a little wider than the Gibson. It's got a very comfortable neck, a little flatter fingerboard, just a familiar Taylor feel if you've ever played one of their guitars. But tonally, it's going to give you the richness and that response and that volume when you really dig into it, but it is designed to respond with a lighter touch. So if you do finger pick or just play lighter, it will respond to that and allow the top to be driven. So because this is braced in that way, you're going to get more sound out of a light touch, but it will overdrive a little bit more than this one, a little sooner. If you can overdrive either one of these, congratulations, you're insane because it takes a lot to do that. But they do have decidedly different voices. So take a listen to the comparison and hear for yourself. So there you go. Hopefully you can hear the differences between the three pieces that I played, trying to emphasize the strumming to the heavy kind of strumming, and then more of a lighter fingerstyle touch on either of these guitars. Again, I think, if you're playing with a lighter touch typically, but you want something that's big and resonant and kind of going to give you that ability for volume in spades, then this really is kind of a grand piano of guitars. It will respond to that light touch and then will hang with you through the heavier stuff and give you lots of volume and everything. But if you are wanting that vintage response and just want to go and hammer at the guitar, not to mention just really love the aesthetic of the J200, then definitely you want to steer more toward the Gibson. Either of these are great guitars, and if you have the opportunity to play either in a store, you should definitely do so. We have both, so make your way down to Alamo Music Center and you can try out either of these for yourself. If you have any other questions, go to our website, it's alamomusic.com. You can see all the specifications of either guitar and full color photos of both of these, which like we're going to put black and white pictures up there, but photos of these actual guitars on our website. Feel free to give us a call, send us a message, or just come on in. We hope to help you find your guitar. As we come into 2019, we're going to have a lot of cool stuff coming your way, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you find out first what is new and coming down the pipe for you. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks so much for watching our videos. If you enjoy what we're putting out, help support this channel by going down below and purchasing one of the t-shirts we've made for you. Rock your support for one of the oldest music stores in Texas and the country, and your love of guitar. Just purchase below, help support our videos, and go to our website, alamomusic.com, for more goodies that you can get. Thanks.